Hello, thank you for being here. Welcome to my channel. I'm Lilith Tarot, and we are going to be doing a reading. This is going to be a collective reading, so it's a reading for everyone, and it's a reading for everyone, but also kind of a little interactive with the viewer, because it's going to be a reading about the number 4 and what that represents in the tarot. The reason I'm doing this, I forgot to light this incense, is because during these full moon readings, the cards, the Four of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Emperor came out a lot. Blow that up there. Came out a lot. So I started, getting me thinking, what is this for situation? The Emperor is the number 4. And in tarot, so I'm going to do a spread about that, because in tarot, 4s symbolize stability, structures, foundation, right? If you think about the Emperor card, I pulled the Emperor card from one of my decks here that I'm going to have it over here, because I actually feel like the Emperor is kind of who's going to be informing this reading, if that makes sense. Because, again, 4s are about stability and structure in the tarot. They're about security, the material world, and also limitations, learning our limitations through, right, because we are in the physical world. The limitations are physical limitations. So it's kind of a stopping point, right? 4s are even in the tarot. They're calm, but they can also kind of be saying it's time to move. Maybe things have been calm for too long. And that's another message I got a lot in the full moon readings in general. Oh, sorry about that. Is that it's time to get going. It's time to move. And I am doing this reading on the day of the full moon. It's October 9th as I'm doing this, and I'm going to post it as soon as I'm done. But I have the Emperor card here. I pulled this from the Crystalist Tarot deck that I have, and I'm going to have this card over, just right over here. But if you look at this particular Emperor card, more represents the natural way of the Emperor, right? It's the green man on here. He's grown into his surroundings. He is the structure, right? So when that translates into the physical world, the Emperor is the structure for which the systems, the systems of nature, the natural systems are taking place. So in the physical world, the Emperor is the structure for where our systems are happening. Political systems, right? Structures that are supposed to be reliable, that are supposed to support us, sustain us. I look at this as institutions that we have, politics, political institutions, religious institutions, educational institutions, medical institutions, right? The government, the government is those are the structures that we as humans are existing in. So with all that being said, I think what we're seeing is the Emperor coming out as much as it did, and 4s coming out as much as they did. There's a foundation, there's a system, or foundation rather, a structure that I think is falling. It's been here a long time, because 4s are also, they can be at their stopping point, right? If you think about the Four of Swords. Actually, let's get some of these cards of what I'm talking about here. Sorry if that's very loud. I don't know what that is outside. Let's see. Let's get some 4s out here so we can take a look at them together. It's kind of what I meant by this being an interactive reading, because I would love your opinions in the comments as well. If you have any insight into what you think this representation could be. If you've been seeing the number 4 a lot, or I don't know if it means anything to you. But let's see. Death is also a 4, and that one came up a decent amount. There's the Emperor. So if we look at this emperor, see, he's protecting. This emperor is bolted down the door. This is the zombie tarot. And this is the deck I did the readings for. A lot of fours came out. I used this one of the two decks I used. So I'm going to use this deck. But we have the emperor here. The child's behind him. The child feels protected and safe behind him. He's wielding weapons. He's ready to fight. He's ready to go into battle. But he's standing his ground right there. He's not going to... The emperor doesn't budge. He's not going to go after and look for a fight. But he will protect and defend the home, right? The structure. This energy stays where it is. Fours in tarot are also about balancing and consolidation. And it's a momentary celebration, right? Too, the Four of Wands is a celebratory card. There are people celebrating. Four of Hazards is the one that did not come up as much. The Four of Pentacles. It was more the Four of Wands, Cups, and Swords. But the Four of Wands, there that is celebration, right? It's a homecoming. Something has already been built and you're coming back to it. You're coming back to the structure that you left, but you don't stay there. It's a homecoming, but then there's movement forward, right? Then there has to be action. You don't just stop. So I almost feel like what has happened is that we are, with this emperor, these fours, this energy is saying is that we've stopped, excuse me, we've consolidated, we celebrated, but it's time to move on from this energy of not moving. It's time to move forward. And it seems like the emperor, I think the emperor is going to have a hard time with that because the emperor stays put. He's, it's a bit of ego, thinking that he has the answers. He knows he's not going to go and look for anything. I wouldn't really call the emperor a seeking energy at all. Not really looking for something, more the builder of something. He has, excuse me, my allergy's been acting up here. He has the knowledge to build the foundation, and it's like that's his job. Like he's completed his task. So it feels like the emperor, like there's a task that's been completed. There's and so we're ready to move on. But that's going to mean a breaking of stability, a breaking of some sort of structure, is what I'm feeling here. Like we've been in this mode. And, the emperor is the ruler as well, right? Emperor of a nation, of a community. And usually a man, usually a masculine energy, right? Or of the male sex. Let's pull some cards. I'm just going to pull some cards from the Zombie Tarot and see what the emperor, let's see, what would the emperor like to say? How about that? Let's see what the emperor would like to say. It'd be pretty funny if the emperor came out. Okay. Six of Wands and the Two of Swords. So victory, the Six of Wands, triumph, it being known, right? This is a newspaper, a broadcasted victory is what this feels like. But then the Two of Swords. But something has possibly stopped this broadcasted victory. This is something that people would have read about. But it was blocked, or someone's thinking too much about what to say, how to broadcast the victory, the Wheel of Fortune. It's, Eight of Swords, thinking, and the Devil came out with it. Huh. So, I feel like here, we'll call this a message from the Emperor, this part of the reading. Six of Wands, Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Devil, the Eight of Swords. Now, what's interesting about this, I'm noticing off the bat, again, all even numbers 6, 2, 10, 6, 8. Balanced. Nothing moving. Everything staying where it is. The Wheel of Fortune moves. The Wheel of Fortune is the kind of the hand of fate, constantly moving, and that is in the center. So the Six of Wands, what's at the bottom here? The Eight of Cups, another 8. The Page of Swords, and then there's a 4. There's 4 hazards. And the Emperor, another 4. And Death, another. Okay. So we've got here, there's already been, what this feels like to me is that there's already been a victory. There's already the Emperor is saying that there's already been a win. There's already been a triumphant, there's already been reason to celebrate, but it's being held back from the Wheel of Fortune. It's being held back. Something has happened that the people are not ready for. The Eight of Swords is being stuck in your head, right? The Devil is temptation. But the Devil is also, to me, right, it's like in this, I like it in this deck, it's a cigarette, like one of the older, I don't know, they don't have them. I haven't seen one in a while, a cigarette vending machine. And then the Eight of Swords stuck in the rib cage. Not the rib cage, stuck up in the heart, right? The heart, our organs are here, and this person is trapped. They're trapped in their body. There's a sword right outside. It's interesting too, even though this is the Eight of Swords card, there's only one sword on this card. What this feels like is that there's already been something official that's happened. It says the undead are victorious. Military retreats and all recovery missions are abandoned. It's official. Residents flee for a tiny chance of survival. That's promising. No hope. Government officials say you're on your own. Well, this is in the Gazette. If any of you have a newspaper called the Gazette. I mean, this is the Zombie Tarot, but really what this says is that the zombies have won. Right? Or no, pardon me, the undead. Yeah, the zombies. Residents flee for a tiny chance of survival. The undead take possession of all major U.S. cities. The undead take possession of all major U.S. cities. Because this does feel, I mean, in this deck, the Nine of Wands, or the Six of Wands, is the zombies winning. Now, if we take that and put that in the physical world, that's an interesting message, because now it's kind of like the force that, like, because the zombies are not going to be working for the people, with the people. So what I'm kind of reading this as is that there are already energies that are not working for the people that are victorious. And the residents, the people, have a small chance for survival. I'm not trying to make this a doomsday reading or anything like that, right? This is not some but it is interesting. It's like but the Wheel of Fortune here in the middle, it's just like what was meant to happen has already been happened. It's already put in motion. This devil energy, this temptation energy has, it feels like, has almost been like given to us over here. Well, it's not being told to us, but it's already happened, and this is going to be the result. the undead, being victorious. It leaves people, a temptation has been planted. That's what this is. A temptation, and people don't know which way to look. The Two of Swords, right? And there's a blindfold on him as well. Like, he doesn't know what tools to use to, and he can't see what is in front of him. If sometimes we can't see what's in front of us because it's too close. Something about, there's a message here about like people that write the newspapers, the broadcasters, the reporters, something, they're too close to see this energy. So just kind of like following the rules with the Wheel of Fortune, going with the flow. But going with the flow leads to temptation. I almost feel like this is a message. It's like a decision needs to be made. Because if you continue to go with the flow, to just follow this Wheel of Fortune, then it leads to temptation, being trapped in the mind. I'm going to pull more cards here. Right, so in the eyes of the zombies, the zombies have had a success. But again, for people, if we translate this to humans, that's not so good. For the humans. All right, let's see what else the Emperor would like to say. I'm going to use again this deck that I used for the full moon readings because Three of Swords at the bottom. It's being painful. So I use this deck with the full moon spread as well, and these seem to be already pretty interesting message from the Emperor. Okay. The Six of Wands. Six of Wands. This is not a good victory for the people. That's not, it feels like anyway. Like I said, but if you're a zombie, then there's reason to celebrate. Okay. There we go. Six of Wands. Six of Coins. Balance, give and take. It almost, to me, this card coming out almost seems like if there is this like energy that's like, you know, the undead have won. I almost feel like the Six of Coins came out to say there's a balance happening that like the undead don't realize with the Six of Coins. It's almost like by celebrating a victory, it balances something. Something is of equal give and take. Let's see what this Two of Swords is. I don't like this Six of Wands devil energy. It feels not the Seven of the Chariot. Because it does. It feels like this is the energy that's like the undead are coming after the people. The people have little chance of survival. And I know this is a horror in the Walking Dead deck, but it is interesting. This is what I picked for this reading. Because I feel, again, like even if the Walking Dead think that they won, they did not. The Six of Coins. What happened is something got balanced out instead. I don't know. The Six of Wands can be on the extreme. Too much ego and pride. Six of Wands also, people, it can be a card of jealousy. Traditionally, people are jealous of the person that's celebrating on the Six of Wands. So it's almost like this energy expects some jealousy that didn't happen. There is no jealousy. and that would upset the Six of Wands energy. Six of Wands also gets a lot of attention, but not yet. That's what this feels like. With the Chariot, this could have to do with people's home, the places that people live with the Chariot, moving. There's a decision that can't be made, that needs to be made about moving something forward. The Chariot, about willpower. Something is, Four Cups at the bottom of the deck. And the Hermit. It's like there's an energy trying to move something forward, but it's not moving. It's like not working as planned. Let's see, what is this Wheel of Fortune? Eight of Cups. This is kind of what I was picking up on, right? If you don't walk away, if you keep going with what the Wheel of the Wheel of Fortune is turning, we have this Devil energy. So it's almost like this is the choice, the Two of Swords, whether to stay on the path or whether to break free. So I feel like the path leads to temptation and being trapped in your head, being trapped in your body, but like your skeleton, like very deep inside. This is a deep, like, entrapment. The Eight of Swords, it's of the mind, really. Because it does look like there's a brain in this cavity here, this skeletal cavity. But the Eight of Cups, the Empress at the bottom of the deck, fertility. I feel like this is a test. God, okay, what, like a test from the universe almost, with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is fate, it's destiny. Right? It's something that we can't escape, but I believe that we can change our fate and our destiny by changing how we behave and act. And with this Eight of Cups, it's walking away. Oh, you know what this is? This is walking away. This is a spiritual journey. I feel like the Emperor is saying that there's going to be an opportunity to continue on the path or to walk away from material items, from material possessions, from the trap of material need. So the Eight of Cups, you're leaving something behind. It's emotional baggage, but it's also leaving behind the need for material possessions in order to go on a spiritual journey. And the Devil here is our habits and our temptations in the physical world. The Devil would tempt you away from that spiritual journey. So let's see, what is this Devil energy? We also have 6, 7, 8 coming out. What's this Devil energy? It'd be funny if it was a 9. The Hanged Man. This is an energy that's been waiting. It feels like there's a decision. Do you trust? So like, are you going to give in to temptation, or are you going to trust your enlightenment that you have? Are you able to see something from a different perspective with the Hangman? The Hangman is also about sacrifice. The Devil is temptation, not sacrifice. I mean, this feels like a test. Feels like a test that we're being given. Possibly by the Green Man, Emperor, the Natural Emperor, or perhaps by the emperors and how they've manifested in our physical realities, our physical world. What is this Eight of Swords? It's trapped. Three of Coins. This feels like people thinking that they don't know enough, that they don't have enough information to be more successful or to be more than just an intern. Like, people are being kept in a mentality of, I'm a student. There's cooperation as well with the Three of Coins, but it's it's learning. It's like apprenticeship, learning from others. Not that this is that's not a bad thing, but it feels like that here, that's not a healthy mindset. It's not a helpful mindset. The Magician is at the bottom of the deck. Creation is possible. King of Cups. And the Four of Coins. Okay. I'm going to pull more cards. I'm going to look at more. I wasn't sure how this reading was going to go. So that's that section of it. So that was a message from the Emperor. We've got, I feel like really message here. We're going to have a choice to make. Walk away from material possessions or not. Give in to temptation or sacrifice. And trust that sacrifice, almost like trusting that sacrifice will lead to enlightenment. And then the Eight of Swords with the Three of Coins. There's a message here to work with others, but to not stay in the mentality of, I'm just an apprentice, because I feel like there's something about that that's trying to trap people in like lower income jobs, lower level work, like not believing that they could go higher, that they could move on and be the boss or be, get a raise, do more, progress forward. All right. Let's see what else we look at here. The Emperor, number 4. I was also thinking too, astrology wise, the number 4 is the 4th house is Cancer's house. Cancer, I think of as the mother. The 4th house is the house of family, house of the mother. And Aries rules over the 1st house. Number 1, which is the house of the self, right? Where our rising signs sit, determines our house placements. It's time, right? The time we were born. It's like inception, the beginning of, right? The different astrology signs are connected to different ages. Like Aries is age, and there's 0 through 7. It goes every 7 years. So Aries house, I'm talking about Aries because Aries is the Emperor in Tarot, right? Tarot, the Emperor is number 4, but the 4th house is where Cancer sits. The 1st house is where Aries is. So Aries in number 1. So it's almost like with the 4th house, the house of the mother. And then we have the 1st house, which I could look at as the house of the child. Aries. Maybe the Emperor is the child that's grown up, or maybe there is the Emperor, right? If we take it as a male energy, it's like the mother, the 4th house, Cancer, and then the 1st house, creation, child, Emperor. So the mother and the son. So if the son is not now the Emperor, then where is the Emperor? The mother and the son. 4th house, 1st house. Well, Queen Elizabeth just passed away. Her son took over. The mother and the son. which would mean he's the emperor now. I'm not saying that's who's informing this reading. I'm just talking here. Please put something down in the comments if you have any thoughts about this, if you've again like observed anything. So again, four's stability. I'm going to ask Tarot, what's happening to our current stability, because it feels like something needs to move, something is going to get moving. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune coming out with a message from the Emperor was interesting, because it does feel like fated. Again, lots of even numbers. Something is it almost feels too stable, which I know sounds strange. Like, it feels planned is what I think I'm getting at here. All right, we're going to take a look at what's happening because what we have right now, it was a break. I feel like, again, it was a break. It was supposed to be a resting period, but it went on for too long. Whatever that means, like the powers that be they haven't, like these power systems weren't supposed to last as long as they have. These emperors. I don't know. All right, let's see what's happening with the current stability. What's happening with the current stability? Judgment. A spiritual awakening. Something. This is what I felt with the Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles energy when it came out, was that whatever the energies are that are planning something, I'm just going to say the powers that be because I don't know what else to call them right now. Whatever they're planning that they think they've already won, they haven't won. Their plan is being balanced out naturally, like by nature. But it's manifesting as being balanced out through the people because it was the Six of Pentacles. So it is balancing out in the material world. That balance is manifesting here in the physical world. But it wasn't, it's like that's not what was supposed to happen. As far as man, powers that be are concerned, as far as these emperors are concerned, it's like, oh wait, that wasn't part of the plan. That's what I mean. It's like spirit, right? Judgment is a spiritual awakening. It's a calling. Our current stability is being risen up as well. Judgment. These are people that are being called out of tombs. They're rising out of tombs. The undead. That's very strange. That first card that came out was about the undead winning. And now the first card that comes out here are people who were once dead. These are tombs coming out of their tombs. I don't know. Maybe the zombie apocalypse is on its way. I'm kidding mostly. This undead thing seems to be a theme though now at this point, and we're going to see what else comes out. But what's happening to our current stability is an awakening, a spiritual awakening which cannot be stopped. And once the Judgment card this is a spiritual awakening. Once you see something one way, you're not going to be able to unsee it. Once you've seen it this certain way, that's it. You can't go back to having the same feelings about this thing, the same thoughts, none of it. It can't be the same. So there is a elevation happening, a collective one, with our current stability. It's a spiritual one. That's what I mean. Like the man cannot stop this or change this awakening. It's happening. It's coming in from the heavens. Might even be a message sent out to us. I'm really drawn. I don't know what this flag is, but I'm going to look it up afterwards. Whatever this flag is could be important. that symbolizes healing, I think. Some sort of rescue. Something is coming to the rescue of our current stability, I think. Anything else? The Chariot again. The Chariot is Cancer's card. That fourth house energy, the mother. What's coming to our rescue? The Chariot, the mother. The person driving things forward. The Chariot moves forward. It is a card of control. The Chariot is moving forward. There is no question. And it's leaving, there's a palace, like castles behind, right here on either side. But it's leaving those behind. Moving away from the structures, right? Sevens, this is unstable. It's about movement. So what's coming in to save us? Something is the Chariot. Okay, Judgment. There's an awakening. What's coming in to save us? The Chariot. Anything else? What's happening to the current stability? These are major arcanas coming out too. So large energy, something karmic, the Two of Cups. What's happening to our current stability, we're going to be seeing ourselves, because of this awakening, working with other energies that we've never worked with before, communicating with other entities, with other people that we've never communicated with before that look much different than us. That's what's happening. Like the two energies coming together do not look alike. The two powers coming together. They look very different. They've never worked together before, but they're very good at communicating. The Star and Death. Death did come out reversed. Hope is not lost. Feels like innovation is transforming. Hope is something about hope and optimism is over. Okay. I'm going to clarify these here with this deck. All right. I don't know. This Chariot and the Sphinx is on the front. Reminds me of Egypt. Just got this message like could be working with Egypt politically, religiously, some sort of institution, like the collective. Egypt becomes a Egypt, I don't know, becomes some sort of translation for something, for communication, like a portal for communication to bring two energies together. One that's, again, doesn't look like the other. Two different countries working together that have never worked together, two different cultures. Okay, Judgment. What is this awakening? This is what's happening to our current stability, this spiritual awakening. What is it about? I want it to come out. The Five of Wands, competition. Competition. This deck upside down. Competition for what? Immediately, it's like the competition. It's like who something's happening. It's like who's getting into heaven, right? This is the Judgment card. There's an angel, very religious, deck in symbolism anyway. There's competition when it comes to, okay, the spiritual awakening causes competition, causes conflict, it causes, what is this? In the world. The universe card, this is the world. So the spiritual awakening manifests itself in competitive energy in the world. Clarity, but this brings clarity. People are able to compete again. This could be, I don't know, manufacturing or engineering. Like we're able to, maybe some countries are trading with other countries that never have before. Egypt. I don't know why Egypt keeps coming up. It's got to be that, but like Egypt starts trading with other countries they never have before. It does not need to be Egypt, but it's popping in. I don't know why I'm also getting like Dutch and the Netherlands, but whatever this competition is, feels like, again, like there's open competition. Like something is able to move around more. Fives are movement. Right? Then the universe, the world card. So people are moving about more in the world. Competition is more. This brings about clarity, a truth, a collective truth. And then the Ten of Swords. Okay, it's a hard truth. A hard and painful truth that puts something to an end. The competitions put to an end. And then there's the Fool at the beginning, at the bottom of the deck. And then we begin again. Let's put to an end. What's this Ten of Swords? It feels like this cycle, this competitive, that's what it is. This has been a cycle that we've been in. That's what we're awakening to. That anytime something gets moving in the world, there's competition in the world, and then there's a truth. It's like truth that's taken too far. It's like there's a collective clarity, and then people just like take this clarity to the extreme. It goes from like 0 to 10, and it's painful. And so we keep experiencing all these painful endings that are unnecessary. It's like something that we're doing to ourselves. That's what we're going to be awakened to. That the way that competition has been happening, the way that in work, in business, in socializing, in friend groups, like this competitive energy is not going to do it. We're learning a hard lesson when it comes to that. What's the Chariot? What is saving us? Cancer. Cancer placements are saving us. The Lovers. Love. Motherly love. Cancer. Oh yeah, look at that. Cancer's card is at the bottom here too. Queen of Cups. The Lovers. What is saving us? So we have Cancer and Gemini energy there. Judgment is Pluto. Energy is fire. Scorpio energy. There's the Two of Cups again. Funny that it landed on the Two of Cups, but it's 4 over here. What's going to save us is unity. Moving forward harmoniously. Yet still with willpower. Still with grace. The Lovers. Making a decision. The Lovers can be a card of making a decision. I feel like what this is saying with the Lovers and the Two of Cups, it's like what's going to save us is, or not what's going to save us, that's dramatic, but what's going to help us through this awakening, what's coming in to be like, it's okay, because this is going to be tough. It's unity. Like, this is the answer. making the decision to be unified, to be harmonious, to work with other energies that don't look like us, to like extend an olive branch. To traditionally, the Ace of Swords has an olive branch on it. It can be a card of forgiveness. I'm not seeing it as that here, but it's like extending an olive branch, like reaching across the aisle is what I'm getting here. That's what's going to, that's what's going to like help. That's what's going to move us forward and out of this energy. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Okay, so that Fool card came out. That was at the bottom. Beginnings and Justice. Balanced new beginnings. Justified. I'm actually getting the word justified in my head. It's almost like what's we're going to be these new beginnings are going to have to be just new beginnings. These otherwise it's like it's not going to work. Even if I feel like it just won't. Like something will stop. Like there's going to be some sort of outside force that comes in and stops anything that's not a justified new beginning. It feels like people having to prove themselves. Like prove their intentions. Okay. What's this star energy? Because there's innovation. The Tower. Okay, so yeah, this Death card here, there's an end to something. Something about our optimism, our hope, our innovation, possibly something having to do with children as well with the Star card. It gets shaken up with the Tower. There's some sort of, this is reminding me of chess right now too. This reminds me of the chess piece, the castle, right? It's been a while since I played chess, but it looks very, very similar to this. So there's something, well, we've known there's something shaking the foundation, but it's really going to shake up innovation. There's something shocking that happens. And it takes something off of a pedestal too, right? That is the symbolic meaning of the Tower. What is this Death card? What's this Death card? Because I don't, it's an ending or a transformation. It's interesting too on the Death card, just to note, the king is dead on the Death card and the priest is in front. To me it looks like asking for his life, like don't kill me, Death. The king is already dead and his crown is on the floor. Death with the Knight of Discs and the Six of Discs. Whatever this Tower moment is with the Star stops something. Like dead in its tracks, it's done. Something cannot move forward the way it used to be. And it slows progress with the Prince of Discs. This is the slowing moving Knight. Whatever this Tower moment is that comes in and kind of takes out optimism, joy, hope, changes the way we look at those things, or really creates chaos around innovation, expansion, hope, joy, peace, really. Creates chaos around these things. So it stops, but it puts a stop to something. And it's like it's like time to armor up. Right? The boundaries go up. You don't even know who this person is because they're so covered up. They're so concealed. They have to wear a mask. over their face, right? They are wearing a mask over their face. It's interesting though, because I just noticed his shield has there's 6 rays on it, and this is the 6 of Pentacles that came out at the end. So anyway, something had to be slowed down so that it could balance. Something was moving too quickly. Which is weird to say because I said we've been in a 4, we've been at stability for a long time. But what this spread is telling me is with the star and the tower is that there was something happening. Something is happening too quickly because it's stopped. And it's slowed down because to balance it out. It's almost like we catch up to ourselves with the 6 of Pentacles here. So there is something moving fast. It's almost like the powers that be were moving too fast. And the universe comes in, this Judgment card comes in and stops that, the Tower. Because it does feel like we're pulled backward a little bit. Even though the messages have been to get going. Because we're stuck. We are stuck. But it's not because it's not the universe. It's whatever made that plan in the beginning, right? That they thought they were successful, but no. Instead, it balanced out an energy. Whatever is happening in the background, not in the universe, but like in the man-made background. I said they thought they got one up, but then it's like, nope, it balanced an energy out instead. And that's going to be found out after this Tower moment happens. This Tower is the universe coming in and saying, nope, stop. You've gotten too big for your britches. That's because it's a moment of humility and grace is what symbolically the Tower means. Taking the king off of his pedestal, taking the crown. Interesting, in traditional tarot, the crown is falling off of the Tower, and here the crown is off of the king's head. Crowns are being removed. Positions of authority. They're being taken off of their high horse. This is what I mean. It's like positions of authority have been trying to move something forward that the universe is going to come in and say, no, you're done. You can't move this forward any longer. It's stopping. And we're going to balance, and it's going to be balanced out. Feels like that's what is happening in this process. 4 of Wands at the bottom. Celebration. And then the King of Discs, the word power. Yeah. All right. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to end this reading. This has been a long reading. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it. If you've made it this far, I hope this has been interesting. I hope that it sparks something in your mind. I would, again, love to hear from you in the comments because this is kind of a journey that I don't even know I don't know where it's going. I'm finding out with you. This is the 4th house here. Right? Now, it has a picture, the 4 corners. 4 corners of the world. You know, I'm getting the 4 corners. There's a place in the United States where the 4 states meet. It's Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and New Mexico. I wonder if that has any significance. There's an acorn in the middle of this picture here. It looks like oak leaves on the side. Old growth, right? Like old growth. Oak tree. It's something that's been there for a while. That's sturdy, that's stable. It's not, here's what it is. It's not that it's falling. It's that it's being exposed. And exposure was a message in those, it's been a message for a while in the readings. So yeah, I don't think it's so much that the stability and the structures are falling, so much that they are being exposed for what they are. to the extent that they can be. So the fourth house here we have, as you did in the past, your home base or family, do what makes you feel secure. What makes you feel secure, support, and your home base or family. Cancer. Intuition to protect, attitudes from the past about, resulting from the history of. Your feelings and use your intuition. Our intuition could be very important. Go to places that make you feel secure and stable. Listen to your intuition. I hope this reading helped. Like I said, if it jarred anything in your brain, I would love to get your thoughts on this. Let's get a few oracle messages to end the reading, just to see some messages from Spirit. How can we move through whatever is happening? Some suggestions. How to move through what is happening right now with the Emperor, with rulers, with our structures and stability, our foundations, what we rely on, what supports us, ancestors. Intuition, that fourth house, Cancer, is about the past as well. So we might be getting messages from our ancestors, grandparents, aunts, uncles that have passed. Listening. Listen to these messages from the ancestors. In nature, go out in nature and listen. Birds might be particularly significant. Especially birds with very long tails. Like very long plumage. That's what I'm getting. Bluebirds also. Bluebirds are loud. Blue jays are loud. They're very squawky. Let's get a few more. Listening. Listening to the wind even. It's like almost like your ancestors are going to talk through the trees. Reflection. So the advice. This is all very quiet. Very somber energy, I would say. Ancestors, listening, and reflection. I almost feel like with this ancestors card here too, possibly ancestors that led you through some sort of religious ceremony or belief system, if you grew up or were raised in something like that. If anyone gave you flowers in particular, I don't know what these flowers are. Plumerias, possibly. But I feel like there's something here branching between like children and those that have passed on. Children might also have important messages at this time. All right, collective. Thank you all so much for being here with me. Thanks for going on this journey with me. How funny. Gratitude at the bottom of the deck. This card has been coming up like crazy in the new moon and first quarter moon readings. So all of us, gratitude. Oh, and look at that. The crown is off. The crown is floating. Maybe this is how the crown comes off, is like by the collective showing gratitude. I almost see gratitude sometimes as turning negatives into positives, taking what should have hurt us and showing it thanks. It takes away its power. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Take away its power. Take away the crown. Transform it with the butterfly wings, right? All right. Thanks so much for being here. Take care.